So we're here live at Zandvort. The lights on the screen. Get ready. Ideally, we don't want to start in 5th gear. That would have been a bad start. And we're starting from 8th place. Qualified 18th. Get ready. And go, go, go. Up into 2nd gear. Up into 3rd gear. And get ready for it. Up into 4th gear. As we go into T1, this is going to be a bit of an Asda car park, so we need to watch out. I'm going to brake a little bit early. But we do want to get ahead because we're slower than everyone. So if you get in front early, you can build a Great Wall of China and make it hard for people to overtake you. But, you know, if we survive the first lap, it's a bonus, really, as far as I'm concerned. We need to watch out on the inside there. Guy behind us making a move. We are getting force feedback clipping, so let's just turn the force feedback down in a second. Got the button box there. Force feedback down. Look at that. Absolute virtual reality force feedback button box changing skills there. Thanks to Joy to Key. I'm going to come off the throttle a bit. Whoa! The car in front almost pit manoeuvred the car in front of him. Can't read his name because I've moved it too far out of the way. Absolutely on the edge down the slope there. Really, car struggling for grip. We gave the car behind us a little bit to think about there because we were a bit wonky on our shifting. Try and get the car around here as fast as possible. I think it is a 3rd gear corner, and the cars in front are going to be driving off. We're going to block to the left. Hopefully there's battling up front, slowing them down to give us a chance to catch back up. Watch out that we don't get attacked on the right. Nicely does it. Can get on the throttle early through here. The tricky corners on Zandvort and where people tend to make moves are T1, and then the lots and lots of accidents happening through that little section around about T3 and 4. And it's a good opportunity to get some sneaky overtakes in. So that's our first lap, and we've managed to stay exactly where we started, which is better than losing positions. Don't want to downshift too aggressively, but we want to get up there, and we've got a good amount of pace through there. Now, see, these cars are side by side. You can only really fit one car through that corner up front, so either they're going to have to slow down or there's going to be an accident. And, whoa, a bit of contact by the green car and the red car. Let's try and capitalise on it. We need to get right on their tails. You need to be literally tapping the car in front if you want to be in a position to overtake on this track. But so far, so good. We've managed to keep ourselves in one piece. We've got all 4 wheels. Absolutely fantastic. So it's just a little bit of a lift round here. The problem is with that corner is if you do go wide and touch the grass, you're going off for a full-on off-road excursion, and you're talking a good sort of weekend trip before you get back on the track, and it's essentially then just race over. Okay, so that was horrendous. Take this a little bit wider and then get on the gas early. There we go, that was better. Got to maximise the use of the track with the old Mazda hairdresser mobile. It's not the fastest of vehicles. Try not to lose grip on the braking there and end up driving into the car in front. It's really easy to do as the orange car goes full Serengeti off-road, and we're going to have to I was going to say we're going to have to capitalise on that, but he's too far ahead. What is he doing? He's gone rock climbing with his car. And the orange vehicle, that's it, game over. Now we're right in the draft of this car. We should be able to get him for T1. I'm going to stick in his draft. Look at this. Look at his bumper. Looks awesome in VR. Can totally admire the car's shape. And also we can see his giant sort of Brembo brakes. The brake pads in his wheel drums there as we look around. We didn't quite get him on T1, but we're still right there. We don't want to tag him. The 3D of VR there, making that actually quite good, but we're going to go back for another bite. That was our first little taster of overtaking him. Hopefully we've given him something to think about. We'll try and get back on his tail Probably could have been a little bit more aggressive on T1 there, but I was too busy admiring his nice little his brake calipers. Easy to get distracted by the details, you know. Oh, I don't have any trust in the vehicle. We don't need to really lift fully there. I dabbed the brake as well. We certainly don't need to do that. It's just trying to get the car set up for the corner a bit there. I think we just want to go all the way into third for that, just so we've got the power out of the corner, but we might not need to do that. Oh, come on, go, 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 go. We're going to have to munch our way back onto this guy's tail. Thanks to the orange car crashing, we have found ourselves in the absolutely respectable, and some might say sexy position of 7th. Which is, you know, it's where all the good-looking people sit around on the racetrack. 7th place. So, not too bad, but hopefully we can improve on it. What is he doing? That's not the line through that corner. Oh! Oh! Round the outside we go. Oh dear. I don't know who it is. It's Antonio J. Vincent with his unconventional final corner racing line where he's lost front end grip there, where he just rams the car at the curb. We're still in front of him, but he's just to our right. We can see the dial in front of us. That's Assetto Corsa telling us that he's there. It's a little bit of a cheat, but it makes up for the fact that AC doesn't have full-on 3D mirrors. Oh, he's there on our side. He's giving us a friendly tap. But I think he's lost control. I was leaving him space. I think what happened to him is he probably just clipped the inside of the curb in, and that caused him to understeer a bit into us. I was making sure that we did leave space for him. I didn't leave the door completely open, so I'm going to give him the blame there. I think we got away with that. Now we just need to carry on through and hopefully catch up with the front runners. There they are. So I think we were sort of catching them slowly. Don't know if there's any battles going up front. That's if there is, that's the most will be the easiest way for them to catch them if they're battling away, because obviously it will slow them down. So, as I was saying, we've repositioned the button box and the shifter, and I have to say, feels absolutely fantastic having it positioned like this. And as you noticed before, we can just tweak the settings on the fly, and I think it was the right decision to I put it a bit ludicrously close to the SHH shifter. You know, it's literally, the button box is practically touching the shifter. Probably here there's only a centimetre or so's clearance, but it does mean I've got the shifter as a sort of defined reference, which I can then use to find the button box buttons. It should make it a lot easier to find the buttons to be able to change them. For example, the force feedback and ABS, although actually I've got the ABS on the wheel. The only ones with this Mazda that you can change really are things like it's got one setting of traction control. That's it. That's all you get with this Mazda. What would you like for dinner today? I would like to put my traction control either on or off. A highly technical car. I'm too scared to just lift off down here. Do you think we've got ABS with this Mazda? But I'm not sure if I bound the button for that, so we'll have to double check that. That's not a good idea. You can hear the traction control kicking in there. Sounds a bit like a kettle just boiling. Oh, that was horrible. Went in a bit fast, understeer. I have also used Enjoy to key bound a button to turn the HUD on and off, which is really handy. So if you want to get rid of all the crap off your screen, it's normally Control H, and it's, you know, it's not practical to press Control H on a keyboard whilst you're driving, but having that mounted to a button, I can just press. Really good. I've also got the driver's name, which I think is F9 bound to a button, but I can't remember which button I put it on. We'll try that another time, because I also don't know if I mapped it right. I could have accidentally have mounted or bound Alt F4 to it, and that would be an unceremonious exit from this race. That'd probably be a good idea to mount to the plastic protected buttons at the top. But not too bad, and we're still in 6th place. Plenty of laps to go. This is good practice for getting the layout down in this car. And again, as I said recently, I've been driving with the enhanced understeer effect sector on, and I think I quite like it now. I didn't used to have it on because, as I said, what it tends to happen is it just, when you understeer or slide at all, even when you would actually normally have a bit of grip, what was happening was it just made the cars feel as if they had no weight to them. But for whatever reason, I'm pretty much sold on it now, because we've been driving it with the Praga, this Mazda, the GT3 cars, and it seems to be doing the job. And you'll notice there, even though when I completely messed that corner up, it's still giving the, you know, I'm still getting the self-aligning information despite sliding. So it's not like the force feedback's just going dead as soon as we get into a bit of a skid. So I really don't know if they've changed it. I should message Stefano and find out if I've just imagined it all, but it seems better to me. These last corners through here, it's a bit of an evening stroll, I have to say, in the Mazda. We seem to be in no man's land here. There's no one behind us, and there's a little bit of a gap between the cars in front. We should have been more aggressive at the start of the race and powered our way through to slow these guys down a bit. Lap 6 of 10. Now, this evening what I wanted to do as well was jump into some iRacing, because they have just added OpenVR support natively, so you don't have to use the Revive injectors, and we'll be able to just use it with the Vive, hopefully. But I've gone to renew my subscription, and I can't actually log into the website at the moment. But if it works after this race, I might check it out, and we might jump in and see what iRacing's like with the Vive, and how well that works. Probably again have to drive an atrociously slow car, but it'll be interesting to go in it again, because I haven't played iRacing for a good long time now. Well, I don't dare to. That is just a lift-off corner. I keep hovering my foot over the brake though. It's like I've got PTSD for that corner. What I'm expecting is this car to sort of roll a lot more than it does, or carry a lot more speed than it does. It's not a very fast vehicle, so you actually do have quite a lot of leeway. You really do have to be quite aggressive on the accelerator on the corners to get the speed through them. In my mind, I'm in sort of GT2 car mode, where you don't get a chance to think about it. You sort of have to be committed about it in advance. Let's just for no reason go into second gear and catch the vehicle. Nice recovery, little bit of pressure there. Got to keep yourself on the toes by changing into the wrong gear, and it's always nice to put a bit of wear on the gearbox for no reason at all. Why not? If you don't have to pay for it, you might as well use it. Oh. So another thing I've done as well with the shifter, which has worked out pretty well, is aside from bolting it to the K2 cockpit, the Simetik K2 cockpit, I've also put a layer of Subaru on the shifter, so so it's bolted, and essentially it's like Subaru is like a resin that hardens in the air, so it's completely attached to the rig. It's going to be, if I want to remove it, it's going to be a bit of an effort, but what it has meant is that it's not moving at all, and it's worked absolutely perfectly, because I did find before I'd have it bolted on, but this was using the sort of gripper mount, and although it didn't really move and it was quite solid, it wasn't as solid as it could be. But by doing this, by bolting it and Sugaruing it on, I think we're there in terms of solidity. And you'll notice with if you've got a shifter, or this applies with shifters, wheels and pedals, having them mounted to a solid surface and making sure that they themselves are completely locked in tight actually affects the feel of the devices. And with the shifter especially, if it's not really on completely solid, it doesn't have that resistance, that pushback to it. Because ultimately, when you change gear, it's going through the device and then pushing against the rig or whatever you've got it attached to. So I'm glad that's worked. Merry Christmas to myself. That's going to change all your guys' lives, Sugaruing your equipment to your sim rig, but it's an idea. We're on lap 8 of 10 and we're running out of fuel, so I'm going to have to hope that the estimated fuel that Kunos gave us before the start of the race was indeed correct. Oh dear, did not mean to do that. It's going to be a battle to the finish line if we... I'm watching the rearview mirror now. We're enough ahead that it's not. 2 more laps downshifted a little bit too aggressively there, you might say. Really though, it was... I was just testing the tyres out. I wanted to make sure that they operated on the sand. I wanted to see if Kunos had added the ability to pick up sand on the tyres. Well, it wasn't through bad driving at all. The red car behind us is a good sort of 2 or 3 seconds, so I think we're okay as long as we don't make any other big mistakes for a dignified but not particularly sexy 6th place. I don't know where the front guys are. They're 12 seconds ahead, so I'm not sure where they're getting the time, but they're all a consistent amount of time faster than myself. So either they've got a setup, or they're just racing a better line, or we were just so slow at the start of the race that they've had an opportunity to pull away. And I think with the Mazda, you really do, and these slower class cars, you really do have to be in a sort of front group of vehicles, and if they escape you, there's no way to catch them up, because they will generally be, drafting with each other. So unless they're having a really aggressive battle to slow themselves down, it's quite easy to get left behind if you're not with that front pack of cars. In that case, we've literally been left for dead. I feel like a camel that's been left in the desert. Everyone just walked off in the sandstorm, and we're now on a dune by ourselves. Our water running out, and we're going to die like a lonely camel on Zandvort Club with the sand dunes surrounding us. But yeah, it could have been worse, could have been better. It's the warm-up race of the night. Oh, that was a little bit better. I've put the delta just above the gear shifter on the left there. There's an option in AC to allow you to overlap the apps, so you can make your screen look a little bit more clean by overlapping the apps in a way where the pertinent information is not obscured, but you then get better use of your screen space. Though what I do want to do is try out some of the apps that simplify everything into a single dash, and I might probably do that next time we stream. We'll go through a bunch of them and see which ones actually work the best, so we can have a good, just a single app on the screen that's got everything on it. There are quite a few of them, so it'll be interesting to see as we come to the final couple of corners. The crowd have a breakdown as to why we're shifting so bad. He's just powering on through there, pushing the car around the corner with a ludicrous amount of understeer. Just looking at the view. I don't know if the track's literally at the beach. I think it might be. But I'm not sure if it's, you know, you go to the left and you're at the seaside just over those hills. It might be, because it is all sand dunes everywhere and it has that feel to it, but maybe it isn't. But I get that impression from the track. But here we go, last two corners, up the hill and far away. Teletubbies come to play for a respectable but somewhat depressing 6th out of 12. We didn't kill anyone, we stayed on the track, but that is Zandvort Club on Sim Racing System with the HTC Vive. First built in 1969 and then upgraded with its trademark alien grip strips 30 years later in 1999, the Paul Ricard track has become one of the most popular test venues, host to multiple Formula 1 Grand Prix and more recently the European Le Mans Series.